No, it's not a cooking show, but there will be some cooking that goes on because I have a story. So I'm cutting these pieces of bacon up into little pieces because this is going to be about the meal that became a comfort meal for Fred and me. It happened on our first camping trip. We went to Salter Path, and there were no amenities when we went there. So we took our tent and took stuff from the freezer, the meats and that kind of stuff. And Fred was going to fish and get us fresh flounder, and he did. But the first night, we got there later than we anticipated, and the restaurants weren't open. And so I started rummaging through our stock, and I found bacon, and I found potatoes, I found cabbage, and I found canned corned beef. So and onion, and I proceeded to just make us a meal and see, well, what's it like? It kind of reminded me of Wagon Wheel, if you ever remember the old cowboy shows, like what the cooks used to do on those. It reminded me of that, only I didn't put any beans in it. So this is going to go in this pan and be fried, and I'll be back in a bit. While that fries, I'm going to be cutting up potatoes. So just bear with me. Now I'm just going to start this with potatoes so you can see what I'm doing. And you can cut them any way you cut them. And some people like the peels on, some don't. It was easier on the campground just to do it with the peels on, and that's what I did. And I've got my cold water bath over here that I put this in. And I'm going to cut these up in little bite-sized pieces. And yes, I did clean the cutting board from the bacon before I started doing this. I know that's a question. It would be for me if I were watching, especially since I don't do cooking shows. Okay, so I realized when that bacon was splattering all over the place that I probably should get an apron. I made this apron for Fred a few years before he died, and it says Papa on it, and I kept it after he died, and I use it. And I'm very proud of it. It does throw people first time they meet me and they see Papa on it. They're real not sure what to ask. And that show wasn't Wagon Wheel, it was Wagon Train. Old brain, sorry. So the bacon's a little burned. My daughter, I'll call her my baby girl, even though she's got children of her own and grown, she likes burned bacon. So I'll make sure that she gets the burned bacon. And you see this paper bag? When I was growing up, we didn't use paper towels to drain the bacon. We used paper bags. It seemed to absorb it better. We did it with our fried potatoes, we did it with our bacon, and I'm a holdover for the thing. Take that off the burner, and I gotta watch that burner, it's not hot. It doesn't burn me. I'm a holdover from the way my grandparents raised me in cooking. So I'll be back. So I'm not happy with the amount of grease that made. And no, this is not a Heart Smart meal. Don't go there. I'm not even doing that. That's why I stay on cholesterol medicine, because I eat my bacon and I eat my butter and I eat real cheese. So I freeze my bacon when I cook it for whatever. I freeze it in little baggies. I put it in my freezer, and then I can just break it off when I want some. And that way, you know, we used to use it so much and so fast that we could use a grease can, but now it goes rancid. So this is what I do. Okay, now I got the potatoes frying, and all I had on that camping trip was butter and, salt and pepper and a little bit of garlic. So I put my seasonings in here on the potatoes, and I'm frying those. And I'm going to go back now. I'm going to pause this, and I'm going to cut my cabbage and cut my onion and all that. And I'm not going to put you through the misery of watching that, but I will show the layer of it. So anyway, this is what it looks like in this portion. Let that steam a little bit, I put the lid on it. I told you I was old. Look at my old lid. So anyway, now I'm going to go and clean up, and I'll come back and show you the finished product. Okay, so there you go. Finished product. I cook it on the stove, and then I serve it from the stove. I had a friend once, her family called it stove, and I like that. There's no sense in putting this in some kind of fancy bowl. You can just dip it out with a spoon or whatever on your plate. I'm doing this because I've missed Fred a lot lately, and cooking something that we enjoy together brings me a lot of pleasure. So if you've got somebody that you missed and you like to cook and there's something they really liked, go ahead and use that recipe. Go ahead and do that thing and make yourself happy, and they'll live on with you. They live with you anyway, but this is another way. So this is one of the ways I get my grit on, to live in the here and now.